Hi, you're with Simon Elliott today at English Coach, and I'm here to talk to you about pre-situation persuasion. So, in other words, setting the scene before you persuade someone. Now, a lot of you probably think that persuading someone has a lot to do with the words you say while you negotiate with someone. You know? And the question is, why do we negotiate? Or why do we try to persuade people? And there are many reasons. Often we're looking for some kind of partnership, we're looking to make some kind of deal, we have a desire that we need to realize only with the permission of that person. So we really need to bring them to our side of thinking, or we really need to convince them somehow. What I'm here to tell you today is that we do that much more easily when we can actually set the scene or choose the place and choose the situation that we will be trying to persuade them in. So a good example is one of a businessman who has a huge company and he makes a lot of money. He's a very talented guy in what he does. He does sales every day. Whereas on the other hand, you have a tech genius who sells his technology every few years, but basically he's more focused on engineering the technology and less focused on selling it. So the business guy has this strategy, and it's pre-situation persuasion. So of course he has a good speech, he knows what to say, but he sets the scene before the tech genius even starts negotiating with him. So what does he do? He finds out basically that the tech genius guy really loves Ford Mustang cars, firstly, and secondly, that his favorite food is Japanese food. So what he does simply is he calls the tech genius, he calls him up and he says, I'm interested in doing business with you, and I'd like to talk to you a little bit about your recent invention, your application that you've created. Can we sit down please and talk together? And of course the tech genius said yes, because they weren't in any position of negotiating. So what did the businessman do? The businessman chose the one location in the city that had both a Japanese restaurant and a Ford Mustang dealership nearby. So when it came to the day that they would meet, the businessman basically said to the tech genius, let's test drive a few of these cars before we have lunch. And so that was the first thing they did, something pleasurable for the tech genius and something interesting also for the business guy. And then, to the surprise of the tech genius, he was going to have lunch in a place that served his favorite food, Japanese food. And so this little touch, before the persuasion or the negotiation even took place, had an incredible impact on the business deal. Taking an online app from 50 million down to 25 million by thinking a little bit about the surroundings of this negotiation and the situation of this negotiation. Getting leverage by realizing what the other person is into, what his interests are, what his beliefs are, and then applying a little bit of that before the negotiation starts. So I'd like to leave you with a question. How can you use this example to achieve something in your life? How can you use this example to persuade someone, or to convince someone, or to get someone on your side by looking at the location and the situation rather than just the dialogue that you're going to be using to getting through to that person? Okay? I hope you subscribe and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much.